Okay, so the question that's been on everybody's mind, can you freeze chocolate milk? And if so, for how long? I don't know the answer to that, but in my freezer, got 4 different chocolate milks. One of these has been in the freezer for about 1.5 years. 2 of them have been in the freezer for a little bit over 1 year, and one's been in the freezer for about 2 weeks. The stuff I have in the freezer is all top-notch stuff. It's all 9s and up. Some of the stuff's amazing. So zero accountability for any of those companies' chocolate milk. It's all delicious. I've reviewed it before. So if there's anything wrong with it now, it's just because it's on me and it's because it's been frozen for 1 year or more. So I'm just curious. I'm gonna put it, 9:30 at night on a Saturday. I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and I don't know how long it takes to thaw. Maybe a day, maybe a little bit more. So hopefully at least by Monday morning, I'll be able to crack this stuff open and give it a try. Okay, it's Monday afternoon. Let's assess the damage. That one looks pretty good. Some of these are looking pretty cloudy and separated, where I guess maybe the water portion separates out from the milk solids or whatever. We're gonna shake them up and try them regardless. Not too scared. Worst case, it's awful and I spit it out. Okay, so Homeland Creamery from Julian, North Carolina. This one's only been frozen for a couple weeks. I picked it up when I was in Saxapahaw at the Saxapahaw General Store. Awesome place. They've got Homeland Creamery and they've got Ranloo, 2 of the best chocolate milks in North Carolina. I would expect this stuff to be pretty good. It looks, it did separate a little bit when thawing out after having been in the freezer, but in pouring it out, it looks pretty true to how it normally is. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, still punchy cocoa flavor. Very sweet and chocolatey. This is one that I would highly recommend to any even casual fan of chocolate milk. This is one that they would absolutely love. Yeah, actually kind of hard to know that this one had been frozen for 2 weeks. So in this sense, I would say this worked very well. It mixed up very, very nicely. The cream is there, the sweetness, all the flavors seem to be at the normal levels that they're at. So yeah, this was a success for sure. Freezing awesome chocolate milk for 2 weeks. It works pretty well, I will say. How about the other ones though? After shaking it up, it seems to snap back into form a little bit. Yeah. It smells okay. It doesn't smell like rotten. Okay, got the bucket just in case there's any projectile vomiting. Here goes. Chocolate milk that has been frozen for over 1.5 years. Well, I mean, the texture is definitely off. Taste, you can feel like a little bit of separation going on there. It's not like a smooth drinking experience like Wholesome Country Creamery normally is. And this stuff is fantastic stuff. So the fact that it's still palatable. I've had chocolate milks worse than this recently. Yeah, I mean, the flavor's still kind of there. I don't get like a grassy, buttery flavor. Like the cream line-ness of the milk feels a little bit more flat, I guess, if that's a term. Sweetness level's about the same, and the cocoa flavor seems, it's there, but it seems a little bit more muted than usual. Yeah, I could drink this. I mean, I'm just in case, something's horribly wrong with it. I'm not gonna drink a lot of it, but it doesn't taste rotten, certainly not sour or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, it kind of worked. Okay, so Sweet Acres Creamery from Geneva, New York. This stuff's a 10. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. So once again, this is not at all a representation of what their chocolate milk is like. It's just, I like this stuff so much, I bought a bunch of it and I wanted to put it in the freezer because I wanted to freeze high quality cream line chocolate milk to see how it fares in the freezer after a year. This one's been about a year and a month, maybe a year and 2 months. There's still a few ice chunks in this one. This was the biggest container, so maybe a day and a half is not enough to defrost this in the fridge, but yeah, made it all the way here, so let's try it. Doesn't smell bad. Doesn't taste like much. Might have got a little watery sip on the first time, but yeah, I mean, similar to the Wholesome Country Creamery, the kind of the creaminess, that whole aspect of the milk, which I love so much, isn't really there, and the chocolate flavor seems to be, again, a little bit more muted than how I remember it. Although with subsequent sips, I feel like it's a little bit more enjoyable than the Wholesome Country. It feels a little bit less damaged, I guess, from a texture standpoint. So yeah, I mean, it's still kind of potable stuff. Again, I'm not going to drink it just on the off chance there's something crazy bacteria or something in there, but whatever. It's a better drinking experience than it initially looked. It looked pretty grisly when I was shaking it up. You know, the separation just looks nasty. Yeah, again, I've had much worse. Okay, Stap Dairy from Pine Bush, New York. This was one that my good friend Mike brought down from New York all the way down here to North Carolina. He brought me a few of them, stashed one in the freezer. Again, wanted to have a good one to try to freeze. Here it is, actually pouring this one out. This one looks pretty good. It's got a really nice color to it, and the separations seem to not be so egregious in this one, and this has been frozen for over a year. The texture didn't take as much of a hit here. And if he handed this to me and just said, oh, this guy just picked up a chocolate milk, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that one's not bad. Of course, when this stuff's fresh, it's fantastic. This is really good stuff. So the fact that it's lasted this long in the freezer and it's still kind of decent, hey, testament to Stap Dairy and I guess the storability of it. I don't know if the smaller container helps out or what, or maybe this one was just frozen faster or deeper or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, texture-wise, I kind of almost wouldn't know. Like, it doesn't... Yeah, I mean, I kind of almost wouldn't know that this one had been frozen, so... Whew. I'm kind of impressed. Yeah, so in summary, can you freeze chocolate milk? Yes, you can. The length of how long you want to leave it in the freezer is going to be up to you, and it's probably going to be diminishing returns the longer that it's frozen for, but I'd say probably inside a couple of months, probably going to be okay. About the year time frame seems to be pushing it. I'd say if you've got chocolate milk and you want it to last a little bit longer, especially for someone like me who goes on these trips and buys a bunch of chocolate milk and sort of binges on it, I do feel confident that I should be able to throw some of these in the freezer on occasion and prolong the enjoyment that I get from that. Anyway, the TLDR, yeah, you can freeze chocolate milk. Maybe if you only do it for a few months, that's best. Anything beyond that, I'm not sure, but you certainly can do it and enjoy it later. So a while ago, back when we lived in Chicago before we moved, I had frozen a chocolate milk. It was like a Kemps 2%, and it was probably frozen for 6 months or so. I don't remember exactly how long. I do have the video from that. Okay, so I guess this is the quarantine special. I thawed this stuff out yesterday. It is completely thawed. It's been frozen for 7 months. It's now November 1st, and the date on this stuff was April 6th. It's been frozen. So 7 months out of code. Let's see if this is any good. Even if it smells bad, I'll still probably drink some of it. So here goes. Does freezing chocolate milk work? Yeah, I mean, the texture's a little bit, it feels just a little bit girthier than it normally would be. But it tastes like I expect. I mean, I'm very familiar with this Kemps reduced fat. I had this through Minnesota. I've had this many times in my life. And honest to God, it tastes pretty normal. I don't think you'd know that it's been frozen for 7 months. So yeah, I might do this again in the future just to prolong the shelf life of something, or if I bought a bunch and sometimes my fridge is overcome with chocolate milk and I want stuff to last. I guess freezing it's certainly an option. Even like a top tier chocolate milk, like a non-homogeneous chocolate milk, I wonder how that would work. I'd hate to waste any of it, especially if I traveled to get it. But I'm willing to try it now. I think that, especially if it was for less than 7 months. I don't know how much a period of time has an effect. Like if it was a year and 7 months, would it be worse? Who knows? Or maybe it just stays dormant like that. But yeah, it's better than I thought it would be. I was in front of the sink here just in case we had a spit take or something. But yeah, I won't drink the rest of it, but I'll probably finish this cup.